Hey, Jay here. We're going to show you how to change oil in a KTM 300 two-stroke. This is a 17 Rado's bike, and it's probably been too long because it's Rado. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're going to give you some tips on changing the oil. This is a trail bike. It has a skid plate on. It's kind of a pain to take the skid plate off, so we're going to show you how to do it without doing that right now. First thing I do is lay the bike over. This is so we can get and deal with the on these two-strokes. The drain is right here on the side. Okay, so I have a 13 T-handle on here, and I get my finger in here and I pull out, and I'm grabbing the washers right here, and this magnet has caught all this sludge. And you can see how dirty this oil is. Bulletproof Designs makes this one. Tokyo Off-Road also makes one. These are a cool little tool that helps you be able to drain the oil without taking the skid plate off. So all you do is thread it in. So now that the bike laid over, I'm going to thread it in here. Okay, no. Woo! That's how good I am. You catch that, Rado?
Nice.
Now hold that bucket for me a little bit, pull it up, just like that. And then what I like to do is get something to prop up the... You can find something to hold it up. And something like this is usually about the right height. And that'll give us a nice deal here. Now, since this oil's kind of, if this was my own bike, I would probably do a double oil change right now. But this is not. I call it double oil change because I will change it and then go put in like, I'd put in like 3/4, put it in and go ride it for 10 minutes, bring it in and flush it and dump it again. When it's really bad oil, that's a good thing to do, to flush it out of there and get fresh oil in.
So how long would you run it with the oil? 10 minutes?
5-10 minutes. Just enough to grab it all and then go do a quick oil change again. But it's not as bad as I was thinking. You can still see it. It is a bit brown right here. It's not completely black.
Yeah.
So it's not terrible, terrible. I'm going to grab my 13 T-handle, and if you have a stock cover over here, then on the stock cover you'll just, it's a rubber one, you just do it with your fingers. With the Hinson one, 13, I pull off the bolt to fill it up. How cool is this, Rado?
Very nice.
So these are the coolest tools.
Where did you get that?
AK Technologies. Takamoto sells them in the US because they're made in Canada. Mm-hmm. See this straw right here? So it allows you to flow really quick.
Yeah, so the air goes out.
Yeah,
nice.
So you can. So it's kind of a cool deal. Not necessary for doing your oil changes. If you're on a budget, right here, simple, easy deal. But if you want to be cool and you have a KTM, that's a really good, easy way to to do your oil changes, and it fits all the KTMs.
And it comes in orange color, man.
Yeah. That's how easy this bike starts, Rado.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even get my chance to get my finger on the kill button. That's because you ride around with the gas on, because you want to be ready to go, huh?
Absolutely.
Like if you have to pull over
all the time, yeah,
and escape, you can just hop on your dirt bike and it's ready to go.
There you go.
If some zombies are coming after you or anything terrible, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're pretty good now. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold that bucket out of the way. It's a little tough with one person. Here I go. Now I'm gonna drop it down like this. Put it back here like this. And I'm going to I'll get a few supplies here for us. So it's pretty simple to take this out. You just turn this, our cool tool. Like I said, Bulletproof Designs is who has this one. Then I'm going to put a little grease, just a little bit of grease here on the threads and that washer, so it all seats nicely. And I'm going to drop it in with my finger first here and start it with that washer on there. And I like to thread it in pretty far, over halfway, with no tool, just so you make sure that nothing's cross-threading, everything's good. Okay, so I'm almost all the way down. And now we're going to put our 13 T-handle, and that's as tight as I'm going. I'm not going very tight. You don't want to be over tightening this. That's it. Done. Okay, we have our beaker, which I just get online. You can buy these online anywhere. And then oil, we use Shell Rotella in the 2 strokes as well. And I'm putting at 840 cc's, or milliliters I should say.
How did you come up with the number?
Just kind of a guesstimate we've learned over the years. Talking with Hinson, their cover's a little larger, so we can run a little bit more. See how fast that is? How cool is that?
Yeah, that's the funnel is good.
Yeah. So we're going to take that off. I put a little grease on here. So if you have one of these, but once you want to get a little bit on there, just so that it doesn't gall up or anything like that, and also helps the O-ring to seal. Again, start it by hand. Again, it's a 13. KTMs, we need lots of 13s. Okay, good and tight. Now we're good. Okay, so that's a quick, easy oil change for you. 2-stroke with Rado. Pretty simple deal on this 300. It's the same for a lot of KTM, 250, 300, a lot of years. So pretty simple deal. That Bulletproof Designs tool helps a ton. Like I said, Tokyo Off-Road also makes one that's really good. That helps a ton so you don't have to take that skid plate off. Taking that skid plate off is kind of a pain on some bikes that don't have the in-the-frame mounts. So that's why we try not to deal with it if we don't have to. So it makes it a lot easier just to do it this way. We use Shell Rotella. Pretty simple deal. On this chase, I think Rado should be changing the oil in this bike, trail riding wise, you know, in the 5 to 8 hour range, somewhere in there, depending upon how hard of riding and everything. He goes, well, that's too often. If it's too often for you, then I don't care. I'm just telling you, with our bikes, that's what we found, and our bikes last a long time. Our clutches last a long time. That's what we found out. So hopefully that helps you out.